Hey guys, and welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day. We are about to start in about a second, but before that, I'm your host and caster today, Donut, and we're about to start with European Pro League Season 50. Actually, this is Season 10, Division 2? I'm a little bit confused at the moment what it was supposed to be, but it is what it is. We're about to hop into Entropiq versus Sampi, and before we actually talk about that, we need to talk about the lower bracket that the Bigs game versus PGE Tour of that game got cancelled. So we only have one best of three for you today, and that's the game that we are going to go with, and it's going to be this exact one. So Entropiq versus Sampi, pretty cool at the moment. We are at the lower bracket round number 1, so that's pretty much where we're starting off. So the winner of this one actually goes forward, and they still have a chance to actually compete. The loser of this one, well, they will pretty much drop out and be eliminated. That's pretty much what happens. So from the upper bracket, you can also see the upcoming matches: Mouse NXT versus Espionage and Permita versus Eclot. So the losers of those are going to actually drop to the lower bracket, and they're going to compete, well, against each other. So meanwhile, on our game, that's going to be Entropiq, equipped with a Tizian, Oxygen, Collins, Merrick's, and Milwaukee. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his name. A little bit of a Polish player, so they usually have their own way of pronouncing it, so hopefully it's going to go well. Tizian actually a player that played back in the big days, when the roster were actually, well, it's still good, but one of those days when it was actually doing well with it. Zetko, you can actually see Sampi's lineup over here. It's going to be Zetko, the E-Live, Fino, Savannah, and Magnus. Sorry. Some of those names are pretty formal for us already. Let's just check out the map video at this point. It's going to be Sampi to drop out Nuke. Vertigo is going to be dropped by Entropiq. Then we're going to actually be hopping into Overpass and Inferno. Overpass has been one of those maps that people still talk about, that it should get replaced. To be honest, in my opinion, at this point, they could replace a lot of maps. And Anubis is going to be left for a decider if we need it. So if it's going to go to a 3-map series, we still have an Anubis on the board, which is kind of cool. So in a way, we're playing kind of a new maps in a while. So much at the moment a very contested map. A lot of players talking about it, that it definitely needs changes. There's a lot, the same rhetoric seems to be going with every single map at this point. But before we get any of those, we are going to be hopping directly into the games. Guys, welcome to the stream, and it's awesome to have you here. Meanwhile, Milwaukee is going to be the one to pretty much post middle. The simple strat of taking some information. Tizian holding his corner towards the monster. Meanwhile, some people, they're just gaining a little bit middle control, or actually not mid control. They're going to go from connector, leaving that one player to post what's happening towards mid. So if any of the CTs decided to push, at least they have a player against them. And it's just going to be a very slow round. Already 40 seconds being played off the clock. And it seems like Sampi, they don't have a problem playing a second more. Fino is going to be finding Marix directly from the bathrooms, and with a quick headshot, turns around this round. Already Milwaukee being tagged to even lower. And this is a hard problem for the CTs at the moment. They have actually spotted 2 players in opposite sides of the map. The question is, what kind of a player they're going to go for? Meanwhile, the USP finally is starting to spring in action. That's going to be Oxygen with the first shot of Fino. Quickly trades it, and DCN finds himself very deep into sight at the moment. Now, the only thing he has to do from this pillar is trying to fend off the B side, as the push is coming from short and the monster at the same time. The double peek is going to work out. Manius with the first shot. Fino finds one from the CT, and behind the site, Fino with a 4K. Makes it look very comfortable for the side of Sampi. That one tap to the face. Marix don't even understand what really hit him. Fino throughout this round, very active. One tap to the face from him in the backlines. That's gonna be awesome. Again, you can see that quick headshot. Very aware of the player pushing. to around. And we're pretty much just chilling at this point. It seems like we haven't, updated the maps yet, so yeah. Alright. Live is going to be the one to pretty much lead the charge. Zetka already spawning. There is a stack towards the mid at the moment. Finds the first frag. Spots even the second player. Where's the bathrooms? It does go down after the triple kill. Gets 3, but gets dinked in the process. And he gets converted. At the end of the day, not that bad. His teammates can actually pick up that weapon and bring it to the next round. But maybe gets a little bit surprised from that angle. Quick rounds, Sampi. Already with 2 on the board. They're just very much hoping that they can actually keep this up until the third. Meanwhile, Entropiq, well, we're going to be investing towards this round. FAMAS has been bought with some M4s. Meanwhile, there is a little bit of a boost coming in from the east side short. Those nades are going to do a lot of damage. Set go. And Savannah dropped close to 50. Through the plywood, just a little bit of a battle. Tizian from the wrong angle, can't really hit anything, but gets information that they're very active throughout the short. Now at this point, just a bit of a battle. Even a player from Monster has been spotted already. That's a good pick to start off the round. That is a way towards the B side. That's the second shot already. That's going to be Zetko left with 50 HP to open up the game. A nice kill from the backlines, but the problem is he needs more and he's going to be overrun quickly. Savannah with the peek for the backside. Drops the pretty much the only player on the B side, and Milwaukee has been left in a very hard 1-on-3. He pretty much at this point needs a first frag, but it seems like he's already saving. He's not even going to entertain the idea. And lately with the CT economy, especially with the amount of rounds that we have, it seems like a lot of players are just pretty much a lot of the players are pretty much just opting in for the save. And they go for a crazy 1v3. That is going to be the explosion, and like I said, Sampi, they want to keep this roll. And already finding their third round in their own map pick. It's going to be a very positive start. Now the question is, for how many rounds can they actually chain these rounds together? They want to make this CT side very easy. Well, there is still that 1M4. It's going to be Milwaukee pretty much posting towards mid. And just opting in for some easy kills. His teammate Collins, close to long. Anybody who wants to go for a quick pick might find a 5.7 bullet. It's just going to be a little bit of a peek coming in. Oh, the timing from Fino and the readjustment from that AK. That's going to be beautiful. One tap to the face, pretty much. Milwaukee left on the floor. At least the 5.7 finds something, but the problem is the quick trade. Well, leaves Entropiq with -2 players at this point. I'm going to flash for long. And Tizian with a cannon on his hands, pretty much just waiting for somebody to show ahead. Anybody who wants to go for a pick might find themselves in a little bit of a problem here. Nice flash. This is actually a good flash that you can throw behind a tank truck and go for a spread. Meanwhile, Mangus doesn't really care about it. Attack to the face again, and this is going to be a very good round for the side of Sampi. Even if they lose a few weapons, they've had the control throughout the round. Backs out of that truck. I'm pretty sure he spotted his feet. And that's about to be the kill. Sampi with 4 on a board. And then Entropiq left in a little bit of an awkward spot here. They can go for the buy. But already, a good portion of the rounds has landed in the defeats of Sampi. And this is pretty much one of those situations where if you want to have a good CT side for yourself, you kind of have to start winning rounds now. Especially if you have an inkling that the enemy team might have a good CT side in general. This is where you want to start the battle. Starting utility. That's got to be the cover from Savannah. A few shots through the plywood, not really hitting any of the players, but he has the angle on a lockdown. And it's just going to be a very silent round in a way. Sampi, not afraid of playing a few minutes off the clock. And Entropiq, well, this is one of those situations where the CT side usually starts to get a little bit antsy. They want to get a little bit information. They want to go for the peaks, and that's exactly what Milwaukee is already starting to do. When a minute has been played, you really want to know what they're doing. Push coming on top of the long box here. And Collins has to be very careful how he wants to go for the information. That's going to be the banana flash, and a good one too. From Milwaukee, good the information. Fino goes for the strength, gets the one tap quickly, but Merrick's meanwhile towards the B side at least takes down the lurker. But the real push is coming on towards the A side already, even opening up the kills on towards Collins and TCN. Both of the ape holders goes down. Merrick's second kill of the round, and Elive already with the trade. It seems like Entropiq, they're just pretty much standing boards and getting caught off. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Milwaukee, he's going for information. He feels uncomfortable on the CT side, not really spotting an enemy. And the second, there is a little bit of a peek that's just going to be a straight op shot to the face. And Sampi, I have to say, they're in control here at this point. Having a very good understanding how to play this map. And this is a huge map. For the CTs, it's not going to be that uncommon to not see an enemy pretty much at the starting 1 minute mark. So usually you do see some a little bit either closer plays or pushes after the times. But the problem is Entropiq, at that round, they were pretty much starting off from the CT spawn, pretty much. Usually what you like to see with a buy is that they get a little bit closer to mid. Maybe some kind of a stack towards the long, so even if they get to the A side, it doesn't really matter at that point. The issue at the moment is that Entropiq are playing a lot of time off the clock. And after that they kind of want to correct it. Oxygen with a very good boost kill. Savannah gets dropped down directly. Oh, Tizian with almost the eagle angle, but of course Magnus hasn't even walked into the line of sight. It's just gonna be standard utility towards middle to open up the sights just a little bit more. This time around, Entropiq, they're playing a little bit closer towards the bathrooms. Any of the players trying to go for the same place for the last round this time around, they are going to be finding out the player. That's going to be the boost. Oh, Merrick's is going to disperse the push at the wrong time. That could have been definitely a kill, or at least a lot of damage. Of course, now that they go for it again, Manigus is nowhere to be seen. Fino still holding with that up. If he scopes in or out, the players from the banana are going to be hearing him. And especially as he's playing alone, but this is a good fake in a way, so if they spot that op, usually the team is around that op, going for those entries. So if you spot the op, you spot the team. That's exactly the wrong call out. Just look at this. The quickness of that kill pretty much could have been that B-side opportunity, but oh, it gets a little bit sloppy. Mavericks does get one kill, but Zetko has been the entry force so far. Just pretty much walking in the sights. Getting whatever headshot is needed. But a 2 versus 3, a little bit doable this time around. If Zetko goes for a swing now, there's an op watching him. A flash for the backside. Op shot. Oh, he readjusts at the wrong spot. Milwaukee a little bit more patient, and no. Zetko with 3 on this round, and that's going to be Mangus helping out with 2. And Entropiq, they just can't win a round to save their lives at this point. Even spotting out the real push, getting that up, not really losing a player on towards that A side. It is just this lack of a B hold that they have. And we're starting to spot a few issues here and there on the defense, especially from the side of that B side on the last round. If you have the only M4, you can't really go for dead duels. The problem is he pretty much just swung left from the pillar with a crouch on its knees, hoping for the spray to pretty much kill the whole enemy team. There's a way you can actually pick players one by one from different angles. Give yourself a second lifeline in a way. That is what it is. Of course, it was a little bit of a cheaper round from the side of Entropiq, so... But Sampi already with half of the rounds here. That's an anime character. Alright. A bit of a slow round yet again. A nice boost towards the long. Not spotting anybody close to the corner or the rock, so... That's about to give a little bit more space for the teammates to work. But again, we're walking into the problem where the CTs barely have any middle control towards long or bathrooms. So, Sampi are at optimal positions to go for execute towards the A side, but this time around it's being read a little bit better. That's going to be a nice double kill from the side of Collins. Goes for the triple as well. There's a lot of damage towards the Opera, but Fino finally drops him. And from the truck, Milky. Still posting. The only thing he has to do is hit a shot. He's gonna get a double. 1 bullet, 2 kills. Goes for the third flick. Doesn't hit the shot though. And Eli is going to be the third kill for him. A triple. And a bullet with 2 holes. That's gonna be interesting. For a second there, you could have guessed it. That it was going to be a little bit of a lineup. Both of the T's pretty much peeking at the same corner. And a nice double kill from Milwaukee. Awesome to see it. The first collateral for today. We haven't really had an ace yet, so we're pretty close on the pistol round. And that's what we're hoping for. Entropiq at the moment just shaking on their boots. Welcome to the stream too. How you guys doing? Are you enjoying the lineup that you have? It's a nice lineup. Interesting one too. Back to the game. Starting kill from Mavericks. Top of the boost. This is going to be dropping Zetko. So, finally we're getting a little bit more aggression from the CT side. Collins, the hero from the last round. Left in front of Mangus. So on to the one, the worst water, pretty much just holding at this point. DCN, he might have an inkling that there's a player behind that plywood again. He's been pretty much spraying it for every round. And Mangus clearing out bathrooms, but Collins with the perfect timing. And oh, he's going to be walking in front of the CT, but he still gets the kill. That's important. Elive does get the frag, but the problem is he loses his teammate. That could have been a kill, a free, clean kill from the side of Sampi. And it's been rejected so far. And the push seems to be spearing towards the B side. Oxygen has the control from the backside B. Waiting for somebody to take a peek here. Off angle. Anybody who wants to go for the monster clear, they're gonna find a spray from that AK. And just looking at the utility, there's still that Molotov to work with. If they actually throw it to the right spot, they might have just a little bit more space. But the problem is Sampi. They're not gonna go for the push. Wait a minute. Okay. Playing down the clock, seeing that the save is better than the little attempt. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. They definitely had the time there. For them to give a second round for the side of Entropiq, this could be the turnaround for the match finally. And just look at the money. The save literally did nothing. Okay, they have a rifles and an op. But that totally destroys their economy for the second round. They have to be a little bit careful here now. Alright. Again, a lot of space being given, but it seems like Entropiq, we're stacking more players towards that B side. Kind of waiting for there to be maybe a rush. Not seeing anything like that yet. Mangus, one of the two Deagles at the moment, it seems like they're just probing space. And also, and already, sorry, they have a lot of space to work out with towards the line. That's going to be the first frag though. Milwaukee finds the second one as well. Quick 2 kills. That op is working to perfection. And meanwhile, Collins with a beautiful push from the connector. Oh, this round is just going tits up at this point for Sampi. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Just saving those weapons don't really do much. Nade on top of the long smoke, and that's just going to be Mangus left as the last player to work around. The question is, you don't want to pick up that second op. Nice holes coming in. They only lose a player that round. Even pick up the AK. A second op strat could be okay. Collins opens up that mid. The perfect timing of that push as well. Well played. Okay, seems like the chat is starting to fill up. Welcome to the stream, boys. Hopefully you're having a good day. Entropiq starting to fight back finally, and it seems like we're gonna go for some mid-control. Spotting out the players towards the fountain. Collins is going to be the spear heading AK at this point, pretty much just waiting for headshots, and Zetko smoked out along. Well, he's not gonna find that quick kill that he was pretty much hoping for. Sampi getting a little bit closer from that middle, even the call out from the side of Entropiq to rotate a player, as being called. And these pistols are still very scary, especially from this angle, getting this close to the site. The problem is they don't have any utility. That's gonna be the first thing. Collins still limping alive. He's gonna be traded, but Milwaukee with a quick op shot. Wait a minute, this is exactly what I was talking about. 2 trades, and those are the superior weapons of the round. That's gonna be Oxygen from the off angle. They're not gonna clear him. That's gonna be a double kill. Merrick's from the head box. Stretches his legs for a kill as well. Entropiq, they're starting to bring this game back. If they get a 6 here on the defending CT side, Sampi, well, it's not going to be a bad half for them, but of course, given 6 in a straight on their own map pick, is always going to be one of those things that makes you think a little. Makes you think a little. It seems like my throat is all screwed up today. Sorry, boys. Hopefully it gets better. I didn't do any Indian practices, so Merrick's through the smoke, finds out Savannah. Neither of the Sampi players really wanted to go for the trade there. And just look at this, the play Collins close to the smoke. That is awesome. At the moment, Sampi is just pretty much walking into every single spray there is. This is just a totally different team from the start. They were so accurate at the start with very passive gameplay. Trying to switch up the style seems to be pretty much just falling underneath the table. But of course, Entropiq, they switch up their style just a little bit as well. Start to play a little bit closer to the mid, challenging the enemy team at the start, which is a good swap. So what that pretty much does for the enemy team is that they have to kind of wonder and guess what's happening throughout the map every round. And just look at this Oxygen already even pushed in from the B side with a stab here. And it seems like Sampi, they're just opting in for a save. Nothing they can do. My favorite casting, sleeping on a mat. Welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you, thank you. Why are you sleeping on a mat? Get a bed, buddy. Stop betting and get a bed. Well, Sampi managing to save these two weapons for the next round. That's going to be the AK and the op. But again, just checking their money. They're pretty much playing off the lost bonus here. And having $50 for a few players in the last round is not going to look good for the next buy. Now I guess there's all my bet for your workout routine. Okay, okay, I got it now. So you're trolling. Okay, now I get it. Okay, back to the game. It's going to be Galils and AKs across the board. Galils and AK to make it sure. Wait a minute, Milwaukee's actually missing the hop here, but it doesn't matter. He still has time for the pick. Oh god, Fino walks into that shot. A tap to the body. And a clear first kill. That's going to be a very nice way to start off the game for this round. Oh, hello. I love you. Okay. I love you too. That is going to be a very good entry for the start. Entropiq again. Seeping into the minds of Sampi, letting them know that they had some mid presence. They can't pretty much walk in here. They have to be very careful. A double stack. I think that's E-Live. Grabbing the op. That's going to be the good flash to get that information, even a nade on top of him. Doesn't really do that much. But Collins, he has the close angle. That's going to be TCM pretty much just to go for a wide kill when the contacts are coming in. That's got to be the first shot for TCM. Oh, he's been red. E-Live with a beautiful defense. And the moment he goes for that kill, it's going to be pretty much yeeted out of there. Nice double kill coming in from Marix. E-Live does get one more onto Oxygen, but the problem is on 1 versus 2. He does have the bomb. He's going to actually rotate it towards the B side. 10 seconds. I'm not entirely sure. Does he have the time? He does. And a quick rotation from the side of Entropiq. He kind of have to go for the plant directly. 5 seconds left on the board. He can't plant it. That Molotov is going to be enough. Oh, God. Pushes him into a very awkward spot. Gets the kill onto Marix, but Milwaukee. A P250 headshot is going to be all she wrote. And Entropiq, a ridiculous comeback on the first half. Look at that first shot. In the midst of that nade bloom as well. There's definitely a map to be played here. With 6 rounds on the CT side, you can do a lot. Now the question is, are we going to be seeing a T side swing? Or is it going to be more of the same? You can hear the players pretty much just swapping the weapons. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The ADHD fidgeting. Love it. Well. Already to the first round we go. No. When are the Copenhagen last chance qualifiers? They're starting today, if I remember correctly. Today or tomorrow. I think it's just gonna be 2 days, pretty much, of them fighting each other. One tap to the face, set, go. Finds the first kill towards the monster easily. The question is, can they open up just a bit more? Bomb has been dropped for the player behind. And the push towards the A side seems to be starting about in a second. It's gonna be Oxygen left in a spot that he kinda has to go for those kills. Fino from the air drops him down. Finally a little bit of a trade, but the problem is Fino is going monstrous at the moment. Oh my god. Sampi already with 7 on the board, and Entropiq only with 6. Here we go. Fino from long, pretty much hearing every single step. This was supposed to be the round that Entropiq pretty much just tries to get that bomb planet, but the whole strat has been called out. Fino, they're actually aware of him. The clock spray pretty much comes out of that long, drops him down quickly. That's an extra M4. Now they can actually start to pick up a few kills here and there. Collins left with the weapon to do the work with. Now, how close can they get into onto a second kill? This could be possible if some people want to go for a little bit more information. Losing the players from middle, especially with the push coming in, that's gonna be E-Live already. Trying to get some interesting ideas from the monster's hold. That's gonna be the second kill for Collins, but that's all she wrote. Not anything else. With a push from the back lines was about to make it happen. And Sampi with 8 on the board. Entropiq finally buying into this round. And from here on out, it's all them. No more excuses. No more pistol-pistoly. It's all in their control. Utility towards that short. Op is going to be posting for a second towards that. I mean, nobody's actually going to go for the first entries. That's going to be Sampi pretty much. For a little while, getting a few seconds of information from middle, not really spotting any of the players. It could be a long rush, but the problem is they have no idea of it. And if they're not going to go for an information peak, like they're not, oh god, Entropiq, they're very close to the side already. That flash is basically not doing anything at this point. And even a lurk towards the middle, Entropiq. As long as they read that there's players towards the banana, that's exactly what's about to happen. The push coming in, the swing, oh, they get a kill, but the trade is perfect. Magnus with 3. Drops Skolimil, walk into Zian. And Oxygen left to wonder with the beautiful execution that they had towards that A side. The timing was awesome. The first kill was everything, but the problem is Magnus holds it down like a boulder. At this point, for Oxygen, the only thing that is important are the kills. And for the truck, gives a little bit more space for the enemy team. Grenade and a molly combo is going to be very much just chase him out of there. And that's pretty much it. He's going to just be saving that AK at this time. There's nothing he can do at this point. Donut, about time HLTV gave this tournament some recognition. Yeah, usually at the playoffs, we get at the starting of Division 2, they don't cover those parts, but the playoffs are going to be covered. For the main league, the whole thing is going to be covered, so it's kind of cool. Oh no. To be honest, that was the best looking round that they had. I was a little bit surprised that neither of the players had any ideas of the push coming in from long, not really spotting anybody from middle. And at that point, they were still actually making steps on top of the planks. Not sure if they just didn't hear it, or can the audio cues actually be heard from that distance? Just the execution coming in, it's just gonna be Magnus. Oh. He's definitely going to be celebrated for that round. A triple kill with a single spray. And Entropiq falls down. Sampi with 9 on the board. And now the question is, what can they do? Deagles across the borders with a Glock. A Glock! That's gonna be Fino to land the first shot from that off. Already starting off the round. It gets a little bit awkward at this point. Still that one AK in their hands. They can actually start to gain... Maybe they could go for a kill towards the side. The problem is, it's not really gonna open much area for them to play with. They're going for every boost known to man. Except the Olaf boost. Just to gain a slither of information more. Meanwhile, the spear of this movement is going to be rotated towards the B side. There's going to be enough information. A nice smoke is going to land towards short just to play a few seconds off the clock. The question is, do they have more? Of course they do. I mean, a flash coming in from Savannah could be enough. That's gonna be Zetko left without any utility. Finally, the burn lands in for the Toxic. It's going to be enough for them. The first kill coming in to help out. A double kill directly after that. A triple already on the board for Zetko. Oh, Mavericks gets spotted out towards the side. And that is done. Caster, would you rather cast Blast or Intel Extreme Master tourneys? To be honest, Intel Extreme Masters are a lot... They have a lot more prestige in them. But Blast tournaments, they just look cool. To be honest, they both look cool. It's like 50-50. Give me a second. That's a good question. Who the hell are you? Asking questions like that. Making me think at the morning here. At the start of the day. Trying to make me use my brains. Because Blast, they have the production. Like, they have a very good crowd. Meanwhile, Intel Extreme Master, they have a very good crowd as well and a very good production. Blast is a little bit more relaxed. Intel Extreme Masters is a little bit more buttoned up, but for a reason, because it's like a major, pretty much. Like Cologne. I'm not sure, dude. Maybe if I had to pick one, I'd go with the Blast first, so I get a little bit more used to the better value, and then Intel Extreme Masters. That's gonna be like the end point for me. That would be awesome. Trying to make me dream. Oh. Bro is trying to keep the both doors open equally. No, I've actually... That's a good question. That's the only problem. Because usually, or pretty much never, have we ever seen a situation where a caster pretty much jumps from a tournament like this directly into Intellectual Master, so that's not gonna happen. But maybe in the future. No dreaming, manifesting. Yes. Direct. You're correct. Right mindset. Well, seems like Fino has the right mindset for as well. Fino, fine set. Okay, but a quick trade is going to open up the A side. Meanwhile, they're being already surrounded from the CTs. Look at this. A push coming in from long, already even from middle. Elive actually has to just play a few seconds off the clock here. Spot out the push coming in from connector. That's going to be the bomb. And even Molotov for the toxic barrels. And Entropiq have been just left confused, discombobulated throughout the sites. Elive doing a little bit more damage. He's going to be chased down. And from bathrooms, the perfect timing of those pushes, and Sampi, they're just playing them like a bunch of rocks. To be honest, this doesn't even look like a game that really matters that much, how many rounds Entropiq got or didn't. Sampi just have a better CT side. They're just playing them. A1 Gaming League needs a caster terribly. What is an A1 Gaming League? What's an A1 Gaming League? That is problematic. The issue is that Entropiq, they're just getting played. You're a cool caster. Wish you the best in the future. Thank you, brother. The same goes for you. Well, we are going to be hopping into round number 18. 11-6. Still a chance for Entropiq to turn this around, but the problem is they kind of have to do it now. That deep nade could do a little bit damage. Not even a single point, but Magnus with the boost, and they're just getting off guard, peaked pretty much every single round. Always the new strat, and Sampi. This is exactly what I was talking about, the CT side. It keeps you wondering, it keeps you kind of awake. But the problem is when you don't have an answer, it just gets a little bit frustrating. Everywhere you're pretty much taking a peek, there's some kind of a boost or a push or a hold, a nade utility, whatever it is. And you are just gonna get wrecked at that point. Well, it seems like they are going to go for an execution for that A side and already smoked out. That's not going to be the best possible timing ever. Set go with the drop smoke. Gives him a little bit more space. That double kill definitely does it. Such a little HP being left for the side of Milwaukee. And even Magnus. Well, he's going to be sharing that one kill. What is my Twitch page? You can click the name on a link in this stream. The donut name, you can actually find it from there. It seems like my brains literally hasn't woken up yet. At the end of the CT side, we start to see some great plays after Sampi already had their 6 rounds in a row. The question is, can we see a similar turnaround here? Do you make a living off of casting pretty much, or do you do other things? I do other things, so I do have my own company for photography and stuff like that, but then I also work a day job and then I cast. So pretty much I do work every single day off the... To be honest, yesterday was the real... No, wait a minute. Did I have a free day yesterday? Yes. Yesterday was the first day in like 2 months that I actually had a vacation, like a free day, a day off. Quick long peek, Milwaukee just drops Fino like a rock. My god. At least the first pick is starting out to go for the side of Entropiq, and like I was saying, if they turn this around, the 6 rounds needed in a row, anything is possible. That's gonna be oxygen to get the drop on to Setco. 2 entries needed. That's exactly what they're gonna get. You must be rolling in that cheese. Well, we have taxes here in Finland, so that pretty much takes care of the cheese. All right. Collins. Oh, drops down the wrong way. Does make a little bit sound, but there's nobody to hear it though, so nobody's posting towards that B side. Already start coming on towards the upper side, and Sampi, they're just gonna go for the gamble this time around. It's just not gonna work, but it doesn't really matter. They have 5 rounds of map points to be played, so the only thing they have to do is just pretty much win a round. And looking at Entropiq's D side so far, not the hardest thing to come up with. Hi Caster, what city are you from in Finland? I'm from Turku. It's called the asshole from Finland, and you pretty much need a passport if you come from Helsinki all the way over to Turku, so it's like a separate country. That was a joke. You don't actually need a passport. I'm just saying stuff. What time is it in Finland? It's 12 o'clock. And it's like raining ice and water at the moment. Ranta. Which is fun. Just a normal apocalyptic day here in Finland. Turku mainittu kyllä. Terve, terve. Is there anybody from Finland actually in the chat? Alright. So, 7 rounds on the board. 5 needed for an overtime. Sampi. Turku moro. Sampi, not really wanting to let this go any further. They want to win this map and go directly for the next one. There is a chance to be rolled around for 2 in a row. Meanwhile, Mangus, with the perfect time, can actually get the drop onto TZN. TZN pretty much just waiting for that swing. There is a push already being gathered up for that B-side execution. That's a minute 10 left on the clock. Sampi did definitely want that information. Spotting out the beautiful peek at the start, just to bait out the first shots from TZN. And after that, just a re-swing. Works up to perfection. Oh, and actually does a little bit damage towards the second player. Even spots him. Oh, this is all going to hell. Magnus, he's getting a ridiculous spot from the smoke. That's gonna be enough. Savannah from the short actually spots out the oxygen, just drops him. Utility starting to fly in. They gotta have to go for the execution. The problem is Collins. The only one he actually finds is Elive. And Merrick's being left as the sole player to go nuts on the site. And Savannah, the one to shut it down, and it's done. Look at this. The intuition to place at Sampi. Well, this is pretty much just a walkover at this point. 7 rounds only being gained from the side of Entropiq, and it's definitely not enough. So, that was a pretty good first map for us to pretty much wake up with, and we still have more. So, after the second best of 3 is cancelled for today, so sorry for that. But we still have at least a map, and maybe even a third one if we get a 1-to-1 series. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, hop back in when we're ready, and we will see you in about a second. So, Inferno will be the map played next. And this was a bit of a questionable map for both of the teams, to be honest. So, of course, my throat decided to give up at that exact point. Okay, we're back. So, for Sampi, they only played the map 2 times, so pretty much twice, and they have a 50% map win rate on this map. But meanwhile, Entropiq, who picked the map, they only have a 12.5% win rate on this map, 8 times being played. I think this is one of those punished picks that they pretty much watched that, oh, okay, Sampi has a low number on this map, and they have been practicing it, so they're gonna pretty much try it against them here on the lower bracket. So, for a chance to get another life in this tournament, that's going to be the map that is being picked. Collins starts off with the first beautiful shot towards the sandbags, even gets the second one. Entropiq opening up the B side almost entirely. That's still E-Live behind a new box, just pretty much posting and waiting for either of the players to swing by. Collins is just getting headshots after headshots. Milwaukee's the one that finished, he does actually finish the job, but the bomb already at the ground, and that's going to be Collins with the third kill of this round. 4 headshots already. Insane work of routine. And that's just going to be pretty much Fino with the armor and the dualies waiting for a push. Sampi already with the first round on the board. Looking pretty comfortable while they're doing this. Good way to start off the second map. And like I keep saying, there is a little bit of a possibility that we might actually see map number 3. That would be awesome to get a full 3-map series. And that's going to be on Anubis. A great start. Now the question is, how many more rounds like this are we going to see? Molotov for deep banana. It's going to take care of the push from the side of Sampi, but they're playing this a little bit more close to the side here. Just 3 players being stacked towards the CT spawn, and just 1 behind the first box. Depends on a push. They might actually go for a few kills with the USBs here, or a few taps through the smoke. It's going to be Fino from a close angle. He kind of has to go ballistic if he wants to even fight for a round like this. And Entropiq, they're just taking this very slow. No reason to go for any overcorrections, as it is a bit of a stag. Nice flash for the speed piece, and already the push coming in. Putting down the player behind the first box. A nice attempt behind the smoke, to be honest with you. Collins even finds Mangus through the smoke, and that's just gonna leave Zetko. And this could be a very clean round for the side of Entropiq, which leaves the second round as a bonus. Zetko gets dropped to 23. And that Galil finished his job. That's gonna be the round. A clean start here for Entropiq. Now the question is how long they keep this up. That's the real question. How low can you go? Bombardment for long. Anybody who wants to go for the pick or the close play. Already taking care of the first angle, which is kind of cool to see. So at least they're making sure. If you want to play close to these plays, oh god, Eli with a great crossfire with Fino. Finds the first kill, but Fino helps out with 2 more. Meanwhile, Oxygen, well, sees a lot of bodies on the floor. And Fino behind the smoke still just posting, waiting for that kill. He's gonna get one more. It's gonna be a triple kill already. Even Dink's the last player. Milwaukee barely gets out alive. And Elive, even from short, he doesn't really have to go for anything else than information at this point. They have the players. And from long, it's going to be taken care of by Savannah. Just a simple shot to the face again. And Sampi. Look at this spray. Oh, that smoke almost destroys the whole push. The problem is it seemed like the routes were a little bit off. It happens every now and then, especially when you get flashed. So neither of the weapons were actually pointed the right way. Nobody was challenging that corner. And the smoke pretty much lands at the perfect timing as well. I'm not entirely sure if they just went for a raw smoke peek. Wasn't paying attention too much at it. But it worked out. Early damage. A little bit done towards Milwaukee. Not that much. Even a second nade. Not really hitting the players on the opposite side of those stairs. Jesus, this throat is just killing me at the moment. Let go. Finding a little bit of a better spot here. On top of the first box. It's gonna go for the lineup. So, smokes up banana again. Actually tries to push the T side. That smoke didn't land the right way, it seems. Tries to push the T side a little bit back from their corner. But it doesn't seem to phase them. They're still holding. Top flash. Just to fake it out. Goes for the first kill. A little bit sloppy in the second one, but at least gets the information. He does get traded, and there is a double man hold already at the B side. Now the question is, what more can they actually do from this spot? Seems like the bomb has been rotated towards that A side, so it's going to be committed with the execution. We're gonna get Oxygen pretty much pushing in from the balcony. Magnus is very slow in HP at the moment. He has to be very careful which battles he decides to go for. And that's gonna be it. The full swing on towards the side. He's being cleared out the first. That's gonna be Elive with one, but it's not gonna be enough. Already, side has been lost. And for Sampi, that's gonna be just a call for save. Yeah. A cannon and M4 for the next round. Looking at the loss bonus at this point, it shouldn't be that crazy. But there's supposed to be enough for them to buy. If they want to go for simple armor, MP9s, utility on top of it, that could be something. And then M4 for the side of Elive. They can actually drop that one weapon for their teammates, so they can actually buy up easily. So that's going to be MP9 with the armor that I was talking about. And maybe some utility on top of it. Does he want to go for a FAMAS? That's plausible as well. Oh, he's gonna get, yeah, he's gonna be a FAMAS drop. M4 for him. So, to be honest, not the worst situation to be at. Of course, we haven't seen the op that much yet. That's gonna be just a simple flash to go for the peak. But Banana has been already surrendered. The problem is the setup. Oh, Zetko doesn't get the first kill, but the trade is gonna be perfect. Wait a minute, no trades coming in. That's just gonna be Savannah with the second kill. Starting off round number 5 with a double towards the Banana, without pretty much anybody fighting against it. It's not gonna be the perfect spot. Yeah, Magnus goes for the swing, gives up the first kill. This is gonna be problematic if Elive goes down. Oxygen shot his own teammate. I'm not entirely sure why, and Elive. They're just gonna get the upgrade for the better weaponry for this round, nothing else. Look at this, Magnus is pretty much the only one to go down in this whole push. And a bit of an unfortunate team kill. Gives the round directly back to Sampi. Well, there's a good saying, when you don't get the kills, shoot your own teammate. That's not actually a saying. Don't do it. That's a great way to get a boot out of the team. You did. Well, off to a new round we go. The buy is a little bit scrappy from the side of Entropiq. It's gonna be a Deagle, P250, MP, Mac 10, Galil, and an AK. So it's pretty much in an order of an upgrade. P250, Deagle, then a Mac 10, Galil, AK. Every single weapon be bought on a step-down ladder. And from the side of Sampi, well, they have just a little bit of money saved up for the next round, but a very decent buy for this round. And the question is, how many weapons do they want to lose? Let's go. It's going to be flashed to the first angle. Gets a pretty gnarly kill on towards Collins. That's going to be the AK drop down quickly. Fino, meanwhile, on the other side of that map, drops down to DCN. DCN has had a little bit of a rough match here. Being played out of those corners. Nice flash. Meanwhile, the trade is going to be good from Oxygen, but the problem is they're whittling down numbers at this point. It's almost impossible to win a round like this. Milwaukee on top of the first box, gets spotted from CT, and that's just done. Sampi makes it a tie and saves the majority of those weapons. That's got to do wonders to their economy. To be honest, if they want to go for an off buy for this round, wouldn't surprise me. And we could actually finally get some early damage. Maybe some mid-fights. Would be awesome to see some of it. And off to a new round we go. A little bit of a save round this time around. Not a single flash being bought. Just the C4 for the plan if they can actually get on top of a site. That's the question. How close can they get? Meanwhile, Fino from the boiler. He has to kind of go against a double push here. Gets the first kill. The second one doesn't even react. Merrick's just trying to push for a better angle. The problem is he had a shot, but the problem he doesn't use it for his advantage. The timing passes, and that's going to be Fino. Get the 3 defending kills. Eli with 1 in between. And Mangus easily drops down the player. That's just going to be a single frag for the side of Entropiq. It's definitely not going to be enough to impact the economy. Meanwhile, Sampi, they're just loving life. If it keeps going like this, there is a chance for them to turn this around and actually start to chain some rounds together. So Entropiq, they kind of have to step into this fight quickly. They kind of want to answer back. The problem is they have some rounds already, but it's a little bit sloppy here in the latter end. Nice duels towards the apps. That's gonna be a quick, simple trade. And Fino finds a little bit of a better spot towards the pit. Towards the arch, a little bit of a push coming in. Milwaukee tries to go for that peak, gets burned out alive. That's gonna be Fino and Eli. Pretty much without any impact in this round, just dropping down, and A side has been lost, but the problem is they don't have that much health to be playing around with. So if they decide to go for the execution there, the problem is they don't have a nade or any utility. Only a smoke with a flash. Smoke has been used and it's just to cover up the exit. And Entropiq on their 4th round here. Gravity was invented by the government. It doesn't exist for sure. Yes, of course. Also, every time you see the ISS in the sky, that's actually a folio mesh. The Earth is flat. Trust me, bro. Sources, trustmebro.com.
Terrorists win.
/ I'm totally right. Everything is a fix. Well, A side kind of crumbles with those excellent shots at the start. And Entropiq, well, they keep the numbers alive. And this is exactly what I was talking about. A round like this can swing the economy back. Zetko still has enough money to drop a few weapons for his teammates if it goes under the table. You know, well, Entropiq, oh, look at the amount of utility being spammed towards the banana, but it doesn't matter. Milwaukee in between them still finds a shot. Zetko maybe goes for a little bit too much here at the start. We're kind of hoping for the T side to pretty much rush down banana. And it's just going to be the wrong call for the round. Elive with a sharp kill, just dropped oxygen. Trying to probe down the A side. Meanwhile, Tizian left as the second apps player here. To maybe push down Boiler. Open up that A side with his teammates. Marix readying for the push. That's going to be the first flash to open up the entries. Meanwhile, the Opper will be making sure that nobody from the balcony is going to go for any of those shots. Elive underneath it is going to be holding it down, and Elive with a kill with Savannah. Marix is the only one to find a kill. And Milwaukee left again. Solo. A flash, or actually that's going to be a smoke. The problem is they still need that kill. On top of the truck, trying to find something. If he separates these 1 versus 2s, that could be a little bit of a chance for him. Molotov behind the second box. Or the plant box, whatever you want to call it. Milwaukee just pretty much lame. Trying to go for those kills, and no, it's not going to happen. Trying to place as much time as he can, and it's going to be done. Entropiq with 4 on the board. Sampi already answering back, and to be honest, if they keep chaining these like this, it should play against the CT economy, but looking at the money that they have saved up, of course, no loss bonus. That's going to impact the buys just a little bit. If Sampi keeps this up, they're definitely going to win the half here. The question is, how many bonus rounds in a row can they actually get? Entropiq with a very weak buy here. Pretty much just a P250 and a Deagle. And we haven't really seen insane individual entries yet, so... Meanwhile, they are gathering up a little bit closer towards the A side. The bomb is still very deep in towards that T-pit. Pretty much just trying to get towards that A side could be an issue at the moment. Push coming in from long. Over Savannah has the better angle. Oh, it's just going to be a shooting gallery. That's going to be Zetko with 3. Fino finds the CM from the T-pit. Or T-pit, sorry. And that's just done. I think the idea was maybe the rotation was going to come up towards the A side. And if they get a kill, they can actually split CT spawn. But it just didn't happen. Sampi with 6 on the board. Entropiq only with 4. There's still a chance for them. But 2 rounds could be amazing to work with. So if they can actually win those 2. Meanwhile, Magnus from short, just pretty much waiting for somebody to just go for a quick stretch here. That's going to be Sampi, leaving 3 players towards that B side. So it's going to be more B heavy this time around. And it seems like they're playing it off of that smoke. So the call out after the CT utility is going to be the T executions. They're just going to be pretty much just clearing the close angles, making sure that none of the CTs are holding close. But so far, Sampi has been playing a pretty sights-heavy game. The trajectory of that nade has already been shown. And look at this Entropiq. They're actually going to go for a switch up towards the B side. The call is right, but the problem is Fino's here with the op. So if they go for a swing, it's not going to be a good day. Wait a minute, he misses every single shot, but that nade is going to be awesome. He still backs up towards the B side, and he has the smoke to make sure that they kind of have to go through it. So this shot is going to pretty much mean everything. He needs to hit something. Zetko actually hits one through the smoke, drops down to C, and he's been so unlucky this throughout game. Oh god. And for the backside, that's finally going to be Fino. Doesn't have the time to actually reload the weapon, so Oxygen with Milwaukee. They finally get the control of this B side. The bomb will be planted. Savannah. Oh god, the smoke! And the beautiful spray from that AK. Even gets the second one close to the angle. Oh god, Entropiq, they're getting played. I was kind of hoping for a 3-map series, but at this point it's starting to look like a little bit of a swan song. Entropiq, they kind of have to wake up for the last round here on the first half. Literally getting annihilated at the moment. I did kind of notice at the start that Entropiq, well, they weren't having that insane of an individual day today. So if they wanted to win this map, they kind of have to play together as a team. Sampi, meanwhile, well, they've been getting multi-kills pretty much by every single player so far. Stepping up, Fino, again with a sharp kill to start off the round. Dizian walks in towards that scope, gets wrecked. Long hold coming in if he doesn't post the right way. He live. He has to be oriented the right way for the push. The smoke is about to clear in about a second here. So Oxygen going to be the one to get that first kill. Beautiful shot onto Elive to make it a little bit possible. But they're going to go from... it's just going to be a push from the arch towards the CT. Already spotting the player towards the top. He needs help. He's got to be run down. Marix gets the kill here. And from construction, a beautiful double from Savannah to keep up the numbers. And this is actually still possible for Entropiq to win. But they have a problem with Savannah from construction. They kind of have to clear him soon. The longer he plays there, the less space they have to work around with. And Savannah, he knows they want to get the kill onto him and quickly. Collins are really pushing into this fight with that beautiful AK skin. Savannah making the noise just to try to bait out the T's into a little bit of a worse spot. Collins finds the closer angle, wins the fight. That's just going to be a utility dump on top of the CT's players. Wait a minute, that ain't actually gets the kill on towards Collins, but Oxygen, with a very good reaction, drops both of the players close to the coffins. And then Entropiq, finally they find a round. And the question is 5 rounds for Entropiq enough? Or Sampi? Do they have something under their sleeves here on the T side? That could be a very big problem. All right. Here we go. First pistol round. In this, well, of course, it's the first pistol round of the second half. Oh, now the question is, can they actually find the first frag as well? Milwaukee already posted behind the pillar. And the first piece is being already spotted from the close angle. That's just going to be a nice kill on from Fino. Oxygen tries to use that timing. They bait out the rotation. It works out perfectly. Meanwhile, Magnus, well, he's just going to be hunted down. Easy tap to the back of his face. They actually get one of those kills, but they need more. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a rotation coming in towards that B side. And it seems like they are setting up a push towards the A side. Only a player. That's going to be Milwaukee left with a lot of work to do. A nice shot from Fino to open up the site. And this is pretty much all done for the side of Sampi. Very hard site to retake, especially in 2 versus 4. And Entropiq, they might actually opt in to save those armors. Again, actually, I want to ask somebody something. So, LPP Gona. I was actually trying to follow your logic a little bit. So, what you said was that always some weird shit gets down whenever money is involved, and it seemed you had like weird theories. The question is, why don't you learn the game? Why is the first option always that somebody's throwing the game? Because there's literally not a single round on this map that was questionable. The enemy team is just playing better at the moment.
Terrorists win.
That's the question. Like, anybody who knows anything about CS, at the moment, Sampi, they're just playing very well. And then the deflect. Just a conspiracy. Let me just scream and insult everybody, but when I get pulled up, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a conspiracy. Because it's very insulting for the teams. That's the problem. Usually, like I keep saying, I don't really care what people think, but it's insulting for the teams because they're actually trying on the server. Sometimes the enemy team is just better. But yeah, let's get back to the game. 8 on the board. Sampi with that beautiful pistol round plays the enemy team pretty well. That's going to be 700 to open up the first kill onto Collins. And this is a buy round from the side of Entropiq. They are trying to fight back at this point. The issue is that hold at the moment was a little bit off. Nobody to help. And left in a little bit of an awkward spot. That beats you 50. From that range, definitely needs a double tap. Meanwhile, from the apps, Oxygen. The only thing he needs is pretty much that one kill. And the only thing he has to pretty much do from here is just hold the apps. The problem is he can actually opt in for a few kills here. Help out his teammate, and this is exactly what he's been doing at the moment. A beautiful play, but the problem is from the apps, a second peek coming in, drops him. Brings it to a 2 versus 2. Sampi with a little bit of a chance here still. And oh, this round could have been such a good round for the side of Entropiq. With the buy that they had. At the moment, just giving it away. Milwaukee. Spots out the first head. Left in a very awkward 1 versus 2. And that's gonna actually be the headshot onto Fino. The problem is, of course, a headshot from the AK is going to be a little bit worse. And Entropiq almost finding a chance in this round. The problem is, it just gets a little bit underwhelming. And that is going to be some great work done from the T-side pusher. Using that apps push at the perfect timing. Works out perfectly. Bombardment already coming at the start. Oh god, seems like Entropiq. No, they're still in the chat. They're here. They're watching this until the end. They know there's a little bit of a chance. Utility being used, of course, it's not gonna land the right way, but it doesn't matter. The USB's left to work it out, but the problem is not a single kill. Finally, Marek's actually dropping one, but the question is it enough from the new box? First box, sorry. There is a little bit of a chance. With 4 HP, he does tag one of the players down, does get the kill onto him, but the problem is through the smoke, Fino and Zedko, they shot it down. Entropiq, the best looking round in a while, was actually a full save. And it just isn't enough. Oh my god. At least we're starting to spot some kind of a fighting soul here. Entropiq. Buy is coming in for this first few seconds. They're going for the boost here. Nobody's actually gonna take a peek. Sampi näyttäisi vievän tää. Hyvin mahdollista. Anything is possible. There is still the turn map. Push coming in from long. DCM. Meanwhile, Savannah is going to be pushing close to those smokes. Behind that smoke, that's going to be Colin with a beautiful double spray. E-Live is going to be the one to actually get the trade, but already towards the B side, they have the reactions and the players necessary. Meanwhile, A side being held. Okay, I'm gonna actually, if anybody wants to hear a joke, as we are going to go for a little bit of a save here, it's gonna take a few seconds. So, Babadook or Bababook, whoever it is, this caster was talking bull earlier. He said that he's a former pro, and wait a minute, give me a second. I'm a former pro, has been playing CS on the top, and if you tell me this game isn't fixed one more time, or maybe my house blows up, I've never ever seen your name ever in my life. But I can tell you who I am. I'm not going to be egoistic, so I've been casting for every single studio here in Finland. Been casting for pretty much 7 years now. Formally, just like a year ago, I turned into English casting. So I've been casting for like 2,000 hours, you know? And I have to say that this is like a normal game for me, you know? Just saying, you know? But it's cool. It would be awesome to actually interview some of these people who believe in this stuff. Okay, Eli with the first shot. That's gonna be calling with the trade. As tier 1 teams who Ferraria is, they're just gonna say that it's a no-name player. Savannah also gets a shot onto Oxygen. That's gonna be quick trades. Wait a minute. There's a little bit of a chance now. But Sampi already opening up the kills. Wait a minute. Without his utility in his hands, Tizian just jumps into that fight. Actually makes it a 2-on-2, but the problem is the bomb is already down. Fino and Mangus in a very hard spot at the moment, but they do have the side for their advantage. The problem is the damage. Are they gonna go for this one? Entropiq still holding. That off shot could be the problem. Goes for the first blind shot. A flash towards the high heavens. Fino does find the kill on towards DZ, and that's just gonna be the time. The push coming in, and Fino lands the last one at least. Sampi 11-6. Beautiful, beautiful work. This map is starting to take a little bit too long. Actually, it's a very quick match. It's only 38 minutes after a break. So 30 minutes pretty much. From the cross, Fino drops down oxygen. Quick kill. Maybe trying to go for that second mid push. Not really working out this round. Sampi. Wait a minute. Still a little bit of life left. TCN is gonna find a kill through the smoke on the Fino. A smoke on top of the molly here. And even a kill through the smoke. Collins opens up perfectly. That's gonna be TCN with the second kill of the round. Magnus does get the trade on towards Milwaukee. And I'm not entirely sure what happens to that molly. Maybe bugged out. Doesn't actually bloom this time around, so we're not gonna see any fire. But Zetko behind the smoke is gonna be catched up by Merrick's and Entropiq. They're actually gonna bring this to a 7th round. I wanna see the money from the side of the T's. The issue is the rounds. Entropiq, they need a lot more, many more rounds like this to actually keep it up. Now the question is, can they keep this up? Even this round is still not over. Eli is gonna get the bomb planted. Oh, this corner, we have seen some highlights from here. Especially triples. Now the question is, Eli, can he do something insane? That's gonna be the first player pushing in from short. Meanwhile, his teammates starting to go for that opt-in from the long. Eli. Oh, he's been spotted and even through the box. Just a drill to the head. And a quick way for Entropiq to step into that side and get that defuse. Now the question is, I just want to see them keep this up. Maybe we can get map number 3. And Anubis on the board could be it all. Sampi, the issue is still, even if they're gonna go through a save, it's the second gun round that really bothers me. Early kills, Milwaukee with TCN and that nade. It's going to take care of Eli. So, if they actually can bring this to an 8, it gives them a little bit of a chance with these numbers, but I keep saying, there's still a few buys in front of Sampi. And it's those rifle rounds that really bothers me, because we have seen them already on the T side getting some really gnarly entry kills, and it seems like Entropiq, they are starting to get a little bit comfortable on the map. And that's usually when we start to see the swing to the other side. Either they're gonna start stacking up rounds or putting their heads into spots that they're not supposed to be at. Mangus, the one to charge. Oh, he actually spots down the player. The Tech 9 shots not really hitting, but of course the one while running lands on the target, but it doesn't matter. TCN takes care of Fino. That's pretty much just leaving Mangus alone in a 1 versus 4. Without a rifle, just a Tech 9, but to be honest, back in the days, this weapon was insane. It still is. With 30 seconds, he kind of has to get a grab of that. Wait a minute. There's a little bit damage onto Milwaukee. Shot misses. Push coming in. Well, Collins has the spray and wins the fight. Oh, a nice Volvo outside. Somebody has money. That's a beautiful car. Maybe the feature. And here we go. Neither of the sides really taking any damage at the start. Playing this very slow and carefully. Sampi. Knowing that it's just 3 rounds away, there's still a chance for them to actually convert this. Nice nade on the right side. That's just gonna hit a few players, but not for that too much. Not that much damage being done. Makes actually Eli one-tappable though. The second throw of utility coming in. That's gonna be the molly for the stretch. A smoke for long. Pulls them out from that spot. Meanwhile, Oxygen. Nice shot onto Mangus. Defense gets a little bit more serious. A 3-man hold. The question is, how can Sampi open this up? There is a pathway towards the B side too. If they still want to go for it, Savannah goes for the pick. The problem is they get a little bit damaged while going for that shot. And Oxygen is going to be still low HP, still on that A side, but as long as he stays hidden, he can be useful. That's gotta be his teammate, TCN, getting into that bit with him. To be honest, if they go for the first crossfire and fake it out for the second one, this could be exactly the plan that is gonna work out. That Molotov is gonna be a problem. TCN gets burned down. The nade for the corner, and they're gonna have to stick into it now. TCN, if they can actually get close to the corner, they're not gonna check the pit for the second time. Of course they are. Fino with 2 beautiful kills to open up the A side, but from the cross, Collins doesn't actually react to the player. That nade damage is gonna be enough. Molotov on top of the side burns down Fino, brings it back to a 2 versus 2, and just look at the damage. The swing coming behind the smoke. Collins with the first kill. And the only thing he has to do is stick this down as he has his teammate to miss that shot, not actually even shoot. And Collins, oh god, set go. He rips the hopes and dreams away. Oh god, did the chat get muted? No. Well, I'm so sad that I'm not gonna get any more speech from the ex-pro player that nobody knows about. That's life! But set go. Look at that, 9 HP clutch. That was on Milwaukee. I have to say, that was on Milwaukee. The only thing he needed, to be honest, it's a little bit wild to go for a full defuse with 10 seconds without any kits. That spot he could have definitely swung out and killed the player on top of the balcony, but of course it's one of those situations that happens way too quickly. It is what it is. Entropiq with 8 on the port, Sampi with 12. That was the best looking round in a while for them to win. The issue was the first Molotov. The setup idea underneath the balcony was good. The point was to sacrifice your low HP player to fake that there's only a player underneath. Well, pretty much at pit, but the Molotov pretty much pushes TCN out of that fight. And as they know that one of the players is low, has to be a second player there. Or maybe they just winged it. Also pretty much what happens in these games every now and then. Back side of that smoke, there's a hold at the moment. And the push coming in, that's going to be the leading player just spawning balcony. And they still have a little bit control towards this side. Losing apps control is going to be hard, especially with the weaponry that they have. Some of the times you want to actually have those SMGs and 5.7s very close to those corners, but it doesn't matter. Milwaukee with the op. Fino is going to be the opening force towards the long. Fino with the second one as well. Marix tries to go for the peak. Get destroyed on a push. And already you can hear the song from the Netherlands. That's going to be Fino with the triple kill on this round. And oh no. Hoping for Entropiq to kind of bounce back here for map number 3. They're just getting shot down. At this point, Oxygen, with that MP9, is being given a task to hold this down, but no, Fino! With the 4th kill on this round. Every time that somebody goes for a peek, this man is just waiting. The question is, can he get the 5th? Already? Close to the long. This could be the ace of the round. Fino close to the... Oh, he's gonna be run down. I was kind of hoping for an ace, at least. At the end here. Z go. And the last bullet finds its target. That's going to be Collins dropped. And Sampi. They win it from the lower bracket 2 to nothing. Entropiq trying to go for the Inferno swing. Inferno fake. And it doesn't work out. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's CS. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, and sometimes you believe that there's no gravity because any team can, for some reason, just lose. It is what it is. So, that was a nice fight, Entropiq. A good try, but it is the end of the line for them here on EPL Season 10. Division 2. So, and Sampi, congratulations. They're actually going to go forwards and fight against the next line of opponents, actually dropping from the upper bracket. So if we can actually get the bracket in front of the screen right here. Bracket time. Bracket. Let's see if we can get it. Actually, meanwhile, I'm going to open it up from here. Check it out. So, from the upper bracket, we have Mouse and XD and Espionage. They're going to be the first line of players Saturday. So that's pretty much tomorrow. And after that, we have games from Paramita and Eklat. So the loser of those two, they're not out. They're just going to drop to the lower bracket against Sampi or PT Ichiro. So that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, the winner of that, they're pretty much through the upper final. And if they win that game, of course, they're actually qualified to the next stage, which is kind of cool. So the loser of that actually pretty much just drops to the consolidation final, and that's pretty much what it is at that point. So we're pretty much done here. Hopefully you guys had a good time with all of the conspiracy theories and everything like that, and the tier 1 pro players that anybody has pretty much ever heard about. But we're gonna take a little bit of a break, or actually shut down the stream, and see you whenever we see you. Have a good time. My name is Donut. Bye-bye.